Welcome to America's Commercial Real Estate Show. I'm Michael Bull. We are your source for market intel, forecasts, and strategies. Thank you for being with us. This segment is brought to you by commercialagentsuccess.com. Check it out for training for commercial agents. There's 21 one-hour videos. You'll love them. Learn more at commercialagentsuccess.com. Well, what are we looking for in the commercial real estate world today? We're looking for loans. We're looking for money, right? We're looking to save time. We're also looking for technology to make our life easier. We'll love this show. Please welcome my guest is Bill Hyman, and Bill, Senior Managing Director, Conventional Production with Lument and Lument.com. And Lument is a nationwide lender of commercial real estate, and they have a specialty in multifamily, affordable housing, senior housing, and healthcare. Bill, thanks for joining us today.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Well, Bill, you guys are known around the country as great lenders, but you also have a big technology age. Tell us how are you guys using technology to make the loan process of obtaining a loan and having a loan better for borrowers out there around the country?
Sure. Yeah, glad to share some thoughts. We've really looked at starting about 5 years ago. We took a hard look at the loan life cycle. Everything from, prospecting for, and quoting a loan all the way through the time the loan is closed and it's on our servicing books. And we looked for, we spent a lot of time talking to clients and tried to identify the pain points. Where are the areas in the process that, of going through the process of obtaining a multifamily mortgage loan, where are the pain points and where can technology be used to, transform the customer experience and help them save time. That's really kind of the way we've approached it. And during that time period, we've made a number of investments and rolled out a number of applications that save clients time and transform and make the front end process of applying for a loan and closing for a loan a lot easier. And we've also begun to apply the same approach towards rolling out the solutions to transform and save clients time during the time of loans on the books and being serviced.
Yeah, that's important. Time is money, and I think the process and time to go out there and submit your information and get a loan can be very time consuming. So, do you guys, when somebody applies with you guys for a loan, are you looking at multiple sources for the borrower?
We are. It's very, very typical to look at a property and give a prospective client options, whether it's a Fannie Mae DUS loan, Freddie Mac loan, FHA loan, maybe a balance sheet loan, depending upon whether or not the property's operating in a stable manner, or potentially we look at whether a life company solution might be more appropriate.
Okay. And is your system work best for small balance loans, mid-size, all size loans? What?
Really, anything, really we can support any multifamily loan request from small balance loans, all the way up to, large, large, $100 million transactions. We offer those, the full range. And the technology solutions that we've rolled out can be used by borrowers of every size.
Yeah. And Bill, where do you see technology heading for the multifamily market moving forward?
Well, it's there are a number of solutions that are already exist or in place today, but in terms of where are things going in the future, couple of thoughts. One, the industry will evolve to the point where clients will be able to meet their ongoing reporting needs during the life of the loan in a digital format. We've actually built our systems to support these capabilities, and the technology exists today. But if you think about it right now, 4 times a year, a property owner has to go through a manual process of, sending rent rolls and operating statements to their loan servicer. it's a time consuming manual process. It's frankly a waste of time, and the technology exists today, and we can support it to receive that information straight from a property management company's reporting software package. So that's one area where I think the industry will evolve. We need to see more borrowers adopt those capabilities, but the technology exists today. We'll eventually get to a point where digital closings will be a reality, where a borrower will be able to conduct an electronic mortgage closing digitally. The laws have been passed in all 50 states to make that a reality. I think it's going to take time for the stakeholders in the industry to get comfortable with the technology and embrace it. But that's something that I think will definitely be coming in the next 5 or 6 years. Those are just a couple of quick thoughts there.
Great. And you guys have great technology to help borrowers apply and process and work through their loan, the life of the loan. But you also have 30 offices around the country, right?
That's right. We have a network. We have a production offices, roughly over 30, around the country, and that's where all of our loan representatives are based.
Yeah, we've dealt with your representatives here in Atlanta, where we're headquartered, and very professional. So, thank you for what you guys do. What should borrowers think about related to doing a loan, maybe more conventional or with other folks, and then going to kind of the Lument method?
Well, I think what we sort of again, I think what we've sort of tried to do is encourage clients to sort of think about experiencing the process of going through a borrowing process in a different light. I mean, if you think about how Rocket Mortgage has transformed the residential mortgage loan borrowing experience, or how TurboTax has changed what it's like to file your income taxes, or think about Turo and how it's simplified the process of renting an automobile. All these companies have developed applications that shorten the transaction time cycle and created transparency and ease. And I like to think of those companies when I think about, well, how has technology disrupted or changed the consumer experience in other industries. And that's sort of the philosophy that we brought to the table here. So for example, our online front end portal called Leap Online makes it possible for a borrower to receive their loan application and their loan commitment electronically, sign for it electronically, pay their fees electronically, which is frankly a much safer way to pay those fees versus wiring money. The portal also makes it possible to use online wizards that allow the borrower to submit all the material and information they need online instead of having to manually fill out forms or get somebody to do it. So again, those are sort of what we're doing is we're evolving how the client consumes the mortgage loan process, and the objective is to give them the ability to save time and go through the borrowing process, in a fraction of the time that it's historically taken.
That's great. How old is Lument? How long have you guys been around?
Lument, well, I mean, Lument is a company that's got deep roots in the multifamily industry, really going back to the 1980s through a series of predecessor companies. So we've been doing multifamily lending for decades. So we've seen the industry evolve, and I mean, I've been in this industry a really long time, and I remember back in the days, when everything had to be done manually, and back. I mean, I go back to the point where I remember doing FHA loans where you had to type the forms on an old-fashioned typewriter. And really going looking backwards there. But one of the things I would also say about the trends is adopting the technology is a generational thing. We're seeing a lot greater receptivity to trying out these technology tools with our younger clients. We've been able to drive technology adoption faster, internally. Our business has become a lot more data intensive, and our underwriting staffs, really welcome the tools that allow them to process the loans and streamline the work they do. again, with the idea of delivering the commitment to the client, in a much shorter time period.
Yeah. Well, as leading the strategic business technology transformation there at Lument, how did you come into this position? What's your background?
Sure. Well, I had a brief stint in public finance investment banking, but in 1988, I entered the mortgage banking business and pretty much spent the bulk of my career for up until about 2017, just in various jobs covering all aspects of multifamily mortgage lending. Whether it was loan pricing, originations, credit, underwriting, loan closings, kind of did all of that. And I ran sales. After about 6 years of running production, I was ready for a change. And this was about 2017, and the leadership of our company was looking for someone to provide strategic direction and leadership on the technology front. And I raised my hand. I felt that I could apply the knowledge that I had learned over the years working in all those different disciplines, that I could look at all the different parts of the workflow process and find the areas of opportunity for technology innovation. So I raised my hand and said, "Look, I'd like to do that." And the company and the leadership of the company was supportive, and that's where I've been really focusing, my effort. To be clear, I don't write computer code, right?
Mhm.
That I have a team of people that do that.
Yeah.
My job is to sort of, look at the mortgage lending experience and look for ways that technology can transform the client experience and how we do our work internally. So I'm sort of think of me as a translator. Like
There you go.
I find the business needs. I'm the dreamer. I'm the one that says, why are we doing it this way? We should do it a new way. And then we have a team of 30 folks in our technology group that take my crazy ideas and turn it into a reality.
That sounds fun. Well,
It's
here's a
fun.
translation for you. What if let's paint this scenario for you? You're at lunch. You're with a guy who owns a bunch of apartment complexes around the country, and he says, "Well, Bill, you're a young whippersnapper. Why should I think it's safe to do this? A lot of this stuff online. That stuff's not safe, is it?"
Well, I think that does get back to my question about that's a generational thing. I think there are some folks who have been in the business a long time. They are, I think, a little resistant to change and a little don't quite trust the technology. I guess I would say I guess I'd put it this way. You know, millions of folks in the United States use TurboTax to file their income tax returns. If you're willing to use TurboTax to file your income tax returns, where you have to share a lot of private confidential information, if why not use technology to apply for a mortgage loan?
Yeah.
I
But
mean, really, and I would say that there are a lot of ways in using these tools that are actually safer. I think I mentioned a few minutes ago about the fact that our online portal gives clients the ability to pay their fees online, whether it's a loan application fee or a commitment fee when it's time to rate lock a loan. Um, Without technology, what people have to do is they have to receive a document. They get a document in their email. Then they have to call their banker and tell them to wire money. They're dealing with wire transfer instructions, and there have been instances in the industry where folks have had their email systems corrupted, and somebody gives them erroneous, fraudulent wire transfer instructions. With a portal like Leap Online that we have, there's no need to process wire transfer instructions. You just use the portal. You're taken to a payment page, and you can either pay with a credit card or an ACH debit. You can pay right online, and there's no need to deal with wire transfer instructions. It's frankly a much more secure, safe way to transact.
yeah. Well, Bill, that's a much better explanation than I would have given him. I would say, just have someone young in your office handle this. Oh, me. Well, I like the fact that you guys are using technology to speed up the process, make it safer, make it a more enjoyable experience. But you also have, people, right, that in the different offices around the country that you can also make a phone call. What would you leave our audience with to think about? related to technology and doing loans online and getting loans today.
Well, I think the reality of the commercial multifamily lending marketplace is, every deal is different. Every deal is a story. Um, and the industry, this is not the residential mortgage lending business where, you know, where the loans are much more fungible. I don't see our industry evolving to a point where you can just apply for a loan online like Rocket Mortgage is in the residential space without dealing with a seasoned banker. Your multifamily, every property is different, every story is unique, and at the end of the day, um, working with a mortgage banker who can evaluate a client's needs and customize the loan solution for them. I don't think we're never going to go away from that. That's just not. I think technology is a great tool, and it can do an awful lot for us, but it's never going to replace. I don't believe in our space. We're always going to have the banker who's there to provide the financial advice and hopefully provide the best financing solution for the client.
Yeah, great point. Even the identical property across the street from another one can be very different, right?
Yeah, it's just we're dealing with income producing real estate, right?
Mhm.
And every property is different, so that's why I think there will always be that need to start the process, start the borrowing process. Talking to somebody, not an AI program.
Right. What tips would you give a borrower who wants to kind of start the process and get things rolling? Any tips for them?
Um, Talk to one of our bankers.
There you go.
Talk to one of our bankers. They've all been, we've gotten them. They've all embraced the technology tools that we've created, and are eager to help clients learn how to use them. Uh, if I could digress for a moment, one of the things that we've also begun to do with technology is when our producers are prospecting for business, we use proprietary based AI technology to do soft quotes for clients. There's an awful lot of data that we have access to now that we can do a fairly accurate job of projecting a property's NOI value using data that we have, and we use that information to provide rapid soft quotes to clients, and that's proven to be very, very helpful. At the end of the day, we're always going to need to still get the full rent roll and all the operating statements and go through a traditional, loan sizing and modeling. But being able to use, AI-driven technology to soft quote business allows us to be a lot more responsive to business prospects to at least start the conversation going. You
Yeah.
know, you know, and ultimately that's what we want to try to do is, can we use AI tools to at least suggest what we might be able to do for a client, start the conversation, and then refine it with a traditional analysis.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Well, Bill, thanks for joining us. That's good information. I love what you guys do at Lument. Thanks for being on the show.
Glad to be here, and thank you so much for letting us talk about technology. It's what I love.
Yeah, excellent. And hey, thank you for listening to the show or watching it this week. Learn more at lument.com. That's Lument. There's more there than just loans. There's information. So check it out. And thanks for joining us. Please share the show. Please connect with us on your favorite social media. And until next week, be sure that you always lead, learn, and laugh. And join us for America's Commercial Real Estate Show. America's Commercial Real Estate Show is brought to you by Bull Realty. For commercial brokerage sales and leasing in the Southeast U.S., contact our show host by email at michael@bullrealty.com. By Commercial Agent Success Strategies, 21 incredible one-hour agent training videos. Learn more at commercialagentsuccess.com. And by Lument. For senior housing, healthcare, and multifamily financing, visit lument.com. For more podcasts and videos, subscribe and visit creshow.com.